I'm going to try and explain how to get MPLAB working with PICKitPlus or the old style programmers, but it's PICkitPlus specific. So here we go. First thing I need to do is I've installed the software, the distribution that we've been given. So I'm going to just type in and make sure that my PICkit is talking to my programmer. I'm going to use a PICkit3 to start with. Doesn't matter if you use a PICkit2. Let me zoom in on that for you, okay? And it says here quite clearly that the program is attached. I've got a burr number at the top, but if I go help, about, I can see the application version, the database number, and the operating system of the firmware within the PICkit programmer. It also shows you a little date when it was built, so that you know, so we know you've got the right version if you need any help. Now, if this does not come up, does not work, you must in a PICkit3 only, tools, install the PICkit operating system because your machine may be in MPLAB mode. Just select PK3 operating system version 2.5, open it, and it will install it. And I'm doing the same for demonstration purposes. It will then download the operating system and it will make sure it can talk to the chip. And as you can see up here, it says I've got a 16F 17556 attached, and I have. That's what I've got attached. So I know that works, and it will be exactly the same apart from putting in the operating system for a PICkit2. Job number, if this does not work, no point in progressing to the next step. You can leave that, I don't care, leave that. Let's go into MPLAB and create a project. File, new project, embedded project, next. There's my chip I've got selected and installed. Don't really care if you select tool or no tool, don't really care. Next, there is no program attached. It does not know about the PICkit. The PICkit is attached because Microchip at this release level, version 6, have decided to disable that programmer, but we're going to re-enable it. Next, I am going to select PICkAS. I don't care if you pick C. I don't care. It's the same setup later on. Take your source. I've got a source file that I'm going to pull in. I'm just going to call the program the same name as the chip. Finish. I didn't want to load the MCC. That was my mistake. Because loading up the MCC just takes time and I don't use it. There we go. It's loaded that up. I'm just going to close that down because I don't want the MCC. I'm going to just make sure everything compiles first. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to add. Oh, I hate MPLAB because if you go into the MCC by mistake, it automatically destroys your project. Never mind. I'm just going to do it all again and do it properly. File, new project, same process. Chip, select the chip, simulator, next, PICkAS 3.1. Do not open, set as main project, do not open the MCC. In my particular case, in your case, it may be different, but that is not part of the issue. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a new source. Okay, so in here, if you're writing C, you don't need this step, okay? Because your C code, you type your C code in. I'm going to add an existing item, and my item I have just created called firstsample.s. And if you don't know how to use, this is assembly, and I'm just going to select that. And it adds that source file into the program. Now I can do production and build. And if it builds successfully down here, as it has just done, it says here, loading complete, and its build is successful. That is necessary. If that doesn't work, it's nothing to do with the programmer. Let's have a look at where we need to go next. So we're looking at email. We're going to pull up the email that I sent you. Where's the email? Here it is. Here. Email. Okay, so I'm going to add. So step 3. The rest of it, I'm going to go to project properties, and I am going to add in a post. It's like a post build process. And I'm just going to take that line there, and here we go. Right hand mouse button, properties, building, execute this line after the build. Is that what the email said? Execute this build up this line after the build. Correct. I press apply. OK. Now, before I go any further, I will bring that so you can see it. I'll zoom in even further so you can see it. Let's look. That is the installation location of the software. If you put it somewhere else, you have to change that. This is the PICkit command line software. It works. These are the switches. You may want to change the voltage. The -A voltage is documented in our documentation. Read the PDF. That is the voltage that is left on the system afterwards. I'm going to press apply and OK. Now we know it built. We know it built. Now I thought I had a camera attached, but I don't. Oh, of course not, because it's attached to my other computer. I will just disconnect the. Is it? Oh, let me just plug that in there. There we go. I'm going to bring in a camera. Hopefully it will work now. Oh, there we go. There's a camera. Here is the microcontroller. Here are some LEDs. Nothing is flashing. Okay, so that's just the baseline. Production. Build. It makes the file. It's now past processing over to something else. It's now says it's build successful. We'll have a look at the camera. Did I actually select the right port? Well, it's built it. It's actually programmed it. I can see it's programmed it. When I put some power on the chip, it obviously did it. So what we're going to do, we're going to change that program. So I'm just going to change the LED just to make sure that you're convinced. I'm just going to reprogram it. So in my source program, I have just changed it from that red LED to a yellow LED. I don't want to show you how that happens because that's not part of what we're talking about. Back to the desktop. So I've changed my source program, production, build. It's now past processing down to the programmer. It says here loading complete because if you look at the dialog in here, it says here PICkit command line, that's what it executed. Here is the command line above it that it actually did, and it's actually got then a lot of dialogue about how it then programmed it and left it at 5 volts. Let's have a look at the camera. The LED has changed. So I can change that at speed. I'm going to change that to 3. If you want to see how I'm doing it, I don't use MPLAB, I use something better. So I'm just going to change my source code here to 3. And I don't know, I don't have to go through MPLAB to program it, but I'm showing you, I'm just generating a source file, which has been imported into here. So I'm actually changing this source file in here. And if we look in here, my source, it's just changed that to C.3. I press function key F11 to build the program and program it. It's now doing C.3 and pulsing that LED. So what is key? Does the programmer connect initially? Does this interface work? for. If that doesn't work, oh, you can't see that perfectly. There we go. If this interface does not work, the UI, Windows user interface, it won't work. If you haven't got the right operating system in there, it won't work. If you haven't got it installed in if the command line location is different from what I put in my email, it won't work. But we have many, many thousands of users who use this software. So I don't believe that we have a DLL error. Now, what I want to see is screenshots, videos, the actual error message in English, please, out of respect, because I've spoken to our chief technologist, hence I'm putting this video together for you. Enjoy.